Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're taking a look at the 2022 Hennessey Mammoth 1000 6x6 TRX, a name that is about as long as this car is. And yeah, only 12 of these were actually made, and it is based on the Ram TRX, as you probably can see by the fact that it says Ram on the front there. And yeah, this has had some quite hefty modifications over the standard car, which was hardly underpowered and incapable of going off-road. I think that had 700 horsepower and yeah, still had plenty of off-road capability, but this now has the extra axle. Both of the rear axles are able to be locked, by the way. It's also got an upgraded supercharger, upgraded thermostat and upgraded spark plugs to help deal with the extra power that this has going on. It's also got 20-inch wheels, custom front and rear bumpers, and a front leveling kit as well. So yeah, you can imagine raise the front even higher than it already is. And yeah, but in terms of interior space, you're getting no extra for the fact that it's a absolutely gigantic car, so you can still only carry 4 passengers despite being as long as 2 cars. And yeah, interior wise, it's about as what you'd expect from an American car, to be honest. Lots of buttons that have English language on them, because obviously everyone speaks English, don't they? And yeah, a screen that just does not look like it fits the car whatsoever. It looks like it's just been thrown on there, but I imagine there's plenty of space in here. And yeah, plenty of equipment as well, although you would expect them to be for a what is a basic car that has just been lengthened and upgraded in terms of power. Plenty of rear legroom though, no doubt about that, but for a car of this size you'd expect there to be. And yeah, still nowhere near as much practicality on the inside as you would expect for a car of this length. Quite frankly, I would have preferred more seating than more pickup bed, because this is a ridiculous amount of pickup bed space. Quite frankly, as you can see, you could probably fit a car in there. Not a massive car, but a car regardless, which is certainly not something that most cars can do, is carry another car. And yeah, but the big impressive part to haul all this weight around is the fact that it's got a gigantic amount of power. It's got 1012 horsepower, 969 pounds-feet of torque, and from a 6.2 litre supercharged V8 engine. And to be honest, it needs all of that power, because this car, as you probably have guessed by the absolute ginormous size of it, weighs a lot. It weighs 7,850 pounds, which is just ridiculous. So yeah, only if something like this could come from America, quite frankly. Something where you couldn't see anyone that's within a few feet of you, so you'd run them over. And yeah, the fact that it's able to go as quickly as it can while weighing as much as it does means that any kind of crash is going to be absolutely horrific. So yeah, thankfully there are only 12 of these out on the road, but if you do come into a collision with one of these, you're not going to really survive it. And I doubt even the driver of this would survive it as well, because I doubt it's all that safe with all that weight behind it. So yeah, but nonetheless, let's get out onto the open road and see what this car can do. So with even all of that weight, this car is no slouch in terms of acceleration, so let's see what it can do before we hit the drag strip. We'll go on a little bit of an off-road course and then we'll get it around the track. So yeah, pretty sharpish for something as heavy as this, but then anything with more than 1,000 horsepower, regardless of weight as far as vehicles go, is always going to be a little bit on the sharpish side of things as well. So yeah, it's no massive surprise. There's 132 miles an hour there in something that weighs as much as this. So yeah, that is quite crazy, to be honest. Now obviously this is not the first 6x6 that we've ever seen from a manufacturer. Obviously Mercedes has done it with their G-Wagon, we have had other ones as well. I'm currently slipping my mind, but yeah, the G-Wagon one is the one that always comes to mind when anyone talks about a 6x6 vehicle. And yeah, this doesn't feel as good in terms of driving capability, to be honest. I think it's just purely because not only does it weigh a lot, but it's extremely long as well. You think of any limousine, for instance, which weighs a lot and is also extremely long, you never think, oh, that's a good handling car. And yeah, this is just as bad as in that regard, to be honest. So yeah, not a particularly rewarding driving experience. You basically just have to slide it around everywhere and hang on for dear life, quite frankly, because yeah, there's not much steering feel, there's very little in the way of manoeuvrability, as you'd expect from a car of this size and weight. And yeah, even though it's impressive in a straight line, in terms of performance, that's all it's really got going for it, because it's not going to be something that's going to be a fun thing to drive around whatsoever, especially on the road. So yeah, but nonetheless, let's see what it can do in terms of the rivals in general. So yeah, we're in B class, top end of B class in fact, and yeah, those are the stats. So speed, acceleration and the launch are pretty good. Off-road capability is obviously going to be stellar for something that obviously has six wheels and, you know, has all of that ground clearance, so no surprise that the off-road capability is that great. But handling and braking, as you can see, are extremely on the low side of things for a modern car, and that's again because of how large and how heavy it is, which, yeah, quite frankly, if you're doing something like this, I would have liked, you know, better brakes, because as you can see, the brakes are actually quite small on this car. They don't quite fill the whole of the wheel, and yeah, I'd want better brakes, and I'd want, you know, generally better steering. Nonetheless, let's hear what this car sounds like, and we'll talk about it somewhat. So yeah, sounds like pretty much every other V8 out there that's got a supercharger. Decent enough, but it's nothing special, to be honest. And yeah, the handling hasn't gotten any better on the track either. It's got a lot of understeer, which is not helpful, and then yeah, you've got to try and get that massive rear end around the corner as well, and yeah, it's just not a particularly fun car to drive on the track, just like it isn't particularly fun on the road either. It is fun off-road though, no doubt about that, I'll give it that, to be honest, as yeah, it just feels like nothing's going to stop it. And at least acceleration is solid as well, not 63.7 seconds, not to 109.4 seconds, and yeah, despite being as big as it is and as heavy as it is, it can still do 179 miles an hour, which yeah, I can't imagine the amount of catastrophic destruction that would occur if you were to crash this at 179 mile an hour into anything, quite frankly. So yeah, it's really hard to be enthusiastic about a car that I just don't see the point of, to be honest, especially when you consider the standard Ram TRX is hardly a bad pickup truck, and neither is it a small one either. Obviously the bed on this has been extended somewhat, but I think it's only about as much as just in front of the rearmost wheel back, to be honest. I don't think there's been a huge amount added to the car in terms of length, so you're not really getting all that much in extra practicality. What you are getting is a car that is going to be extremely woeful on fuel economy. It's going to be impossible to drive around anywhere that's, you know, smaller than a freeway, and yeah, it's just not going to be all that safe to drive, I imagine, even with all of the blind spots and such that it's got. And to be honest, I don't even think Hennessey are expecting people to drive this all that much, because yeah, it's got a 2-year warranty, but it also has a 24,000 mile warranty, and I imagine the 2-year warranty will last long after it hits 24,000 miles. To be honest, I don't think anyone's going to be driving this as a daily car, if, to be honest, at all that much. It's just going to be something to show off to people or to friends to make you seem more interesting, which it doesn't. It just shows that you got a lot of money and somehow the space to store something like this. So yeah, it's not a car that I'm all that enthusiastic about, as you probably imagine. I just don't see the point in it, and there are better versions of this kind of vehicle out there on this game. and there are also better American powerful pickup trucks as well. I'm struggling to remember it now. I think it's a Ram, and maybe it's a. We've reviewed it. It's just slipping my mind, but there are better, powerful trucks, quite frankly, out there to choose from that are lighter and more nimble, but still just as capable off-road. So, yeah, I'm sure there's some people out there that will enjoy this, and I'm happy for them. You know, it does have varieties in the game at the end of the day, but it's not a car that I'm all that bothered about. I probably won't drive it much more, quite frankly. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.